Hello, I'm Rob from Eastleigh Film Festival, and I'm here in London with Danny Leigh from 2014 to chat about all things Eastleigh Film Festival.
It's true.
It is true. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, how are you?
Yeah, all right. Not bad at all. So when kind of we first got in touch with you about the fest, what was it that kind of made you want to get involved?
Well, I mean, I think if people are going to be showing great films, I'm always kind of eager to get involved. But I think this time around, I was particularly keen because, I think it was the first Eastleigh Film Festival, obviously.
Yeah.
So that idea of planting a seed and hopefully something will grow from that, and that's very appealing. The idea that people will come along who haven't necessarily fallen in love with films, they'll be exposed to something, and I think it will also be something that's genuinely good for the community, down in Eastleigh. And also, I think what struck me was that everyone involved, included, had a really sincere desire to do something kind of open-minded and to actually dig a little back into the past and find some of the great old movies which don't necessarily get screened that often. And to look at foreign movies and all kinds of films. And actually, there was, as I say, there was a kind of broad palette really, which was, from my point of view, and it's fantastic.
Okay, that's great. And so, was it tough once you were involved to kind of narrow down kind of years of you loving film into a list of 10?
Yeah, it was incredibly tough. I mean, it's like, clearly there are tougher jobs out there, but actually being able to try and take the whole, because what I'd been given was this vast menu, where you said, well, listen, you can choose from all eras of cinema, and you can go into foreign cinema, you can go here, there, and everywhere. Narrowing it down to 10 films does become quite tricky at that point, because obviously, as soon as you choose a film that you love and that you think other people will love, there's any number of films which can't be on the list at that point, which is sort of heartbreaking. But as I say, then you just have to bite the bullet.
I think you managed to kind of get some quite interesting stuff in there.
Oh, well, thank you. Good, please.
Which I think still will kind of appeal to people on a level like we were talking earlier about The Shining, and how people may have already seen that film, but may be really excited to kind of see it.
I think so.
As it was intended.
That was one of the things I was planning to do, because obviously you were hoping to strike a balance, because you want to, you want to introduce a few people to a few new things where possible, but also you don't want people to be frightened off because this is just something which is so esoteric and weird they can't get involved with. And I think The Shining is hopefully, is exactly the kind of film that I wanted to make, because a lot of people will be familiar with it. But as we were saying earlier, I thought I was incredibly familiar with The Shining, one of my favourite films, and I realised that I'd never actually seen it on the big screen because I was that little bit too young when it first came out. So I'd watched it again and again and again on TV and DVD, and then actually there was a reissue of it 2 or 3 years ago, because it was digitally remastered, and I saw it on the big screen for the first time at that point, and it felt like a different film. Literally I was just noticing things left, right and centre I've never seen before. So hopefully, because that's one of the reasons that I wanted to choose The Shining, to give other people that chance.
Okay, great. And so we opened it out to the online realm and asked them to kind of narrow your 10 down to 3. And we ended up with The Shining, rejuvenating, and The Fly. How do you feel about those 3? And would you have chosen those 3 if you had to do it yourself?
Fantastic. I may very well have done, absolutely. As I say, choosing the 10 was tough enough, so choosing the 3, I'm glad it was taken out of my hands at that point. But as a kind of representation of hopefully what the kinds of films I wanted to get out there, and hopefully what the festival, this side of the festival is about, I think it's a very good representation. The Shining is this much loved, much feared classic. As I say, I think it will be an opportunity for people to see it properly. The Fly is incredibly, it's everything that science fiction film could be. It's funny and subversive and thought-provoking, and I think it's a much stranger film than people who haven't come across it before will necessarily be expecting, because I think people will think maybe it's just 80s kitsch. There's a lot, and it kind of is on one level, but there's a lot more going on as well. And then Ledo Berlik, I was just delighted that people voted for that film, because obviously there is a sense that people are slightly wary sometimes of foreign films, and they're slightly wary of films that are almost 60 years old. Ledo Berlik is both. It's also one of the most genuinely chilling thrillers you could hope to see. So the idea of, and I'm personally, the idea of seeing it on the big screen is really, really exciting.
Okay, that's great. If you were pushed for the impossible task of trying to pick just one out of those to be your numero uno?
I don't think I could. I honestly don't think I could. There are 3 great movies. I think hopefully. Anyone who's coming along on the night, you will be in safe hands with any one of those films, I hope.
Fantastic.